Hey, what's up? It's Phoenix, and I'm going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite philosophers, if not the most influential philosopher to me, which is Friedrich Nietzsche. But before I go into Beyond Good and Evil and some of his ideas, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel as it supports an artist and it encourages me to make more content. And I hope that you enjoy my videos, and there's plenty more content to come. So yes, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button and share. And yeah, thank you. So anyway, there's a lot that could be said about Beyond Good and Evil, which I'm currently rereading. And there's a lot that I don't always know what to do with, but that I certainly acknowledge as certainly worth thinking about and certainly important to consider. So what is the main thesis of Friedrich Nietzsche's book, Beyond Good and Evil? What does it mean to be beyond good and evil? Well, essentially, Nietzsche sees good and evil as a dichotomy, as an unnecessary binary that makes our thinking black and white and prevents us from seeing things in a more adequate way, and in a more realistic way even. So Nietzsche's interesting because you could describe him as one of the first constructivists, social constructivists specifically. And this is interesting because you don't really get constructivism until about the late 19th century. Because when you look at somebody like Descartes and then Hume and some of these other philosophers, you don't really get that direction. You don't get constructivism. Usually it's people that are trying to figure out the world and doing so by algorithms and by a set of rules. But obviously it's much more complicated. So Friedrich Nietzsche comes along and challenges the utilitarians such as John Stuart Mill and Jeremy Bentham and talks about a lot of various things, such as what morality is. And the way that I would summarize Nietzsche's view on morality is that morality needs to be questioned because it is totalitarian and because it is limiting to human freedom. So Nietzsche very much did not like Kant's philosophy because he felt as though Immanuel Kant was too strict and almost deterministic in his approach, which actually makes sense when considering that Kant was inspired by Newton and Newtonian physics. So Beyond Good and Evil is a radical departure from modern morality in that it attempts to say that morality is something that's been constructed and that we use as a way of controlling others and as a way of complicating the waters, so to speak, muddying the waters, so to speak. And Nietzsche doesn't like this. My interpretation of Nietzsche would probably be that Nietzsche very much could probably live with constructs because he understands that society is structured the way that it is, but he is not okay with the way that these constructs are used, which is often, as I've said before, antithetical to human freedom. Nietzsche really struggles with morality, and that's because you can tell that Nietzsche wants to have his own morality, but he's also in conflict because he wants to have freedom, and he wants to encourage human freedom as well and human flourishing. So in my opinion, the notion of beyond good and evil is very rich. It's a very rich notion because it allows for a lot of openness, and it allows for a variety of possibility in terms of thinking about what morality could potentially mean. I don't think that Nietzsche thinks that we can just do whatever we want, but the reason why Nietzsche very critically approaches differing views in philosophy, such as atomism and utilitarianism and Cartesianism, Platonism, is because he very much wants to think about what humans can do and what humans can accomplish and whether or not they are limited by morality and our views of morality. So definitely check out his book. It is written in a very intelligent way because it deals a lot with a variety of topics and almost reads like a critique of the history of philosophy in a way, but he tries to tie this into themes of human morality and good and evil and what we should do as humans. So I would describe Nietzsche as a very ethical person, but someone who is still nonetheless questioning morality and ethics as they are in society because he often finds them to be hypocritical and limiting to human nature. Anyway, this is Phoenix, and I hope you enjoyed this talk, and there will be more talks to come. Again, subscribe to my channel, and if you feel up to it, check out my books as well, which you can find on my author page at amazon.com/author/Phoenix_rises. This is Phoenix, and yeah, thank you for your time.